Hi Pisces, how are y'all doing? Here is your November 2017 reading. Sorry it's late. All the readings are going to be late because I got really sick last week, like week and a half almost, and I moved and things just got a little crazy. So first card out is the Star. Yay! So I feel that a lot of you are sort of returning to this place of optimism and great hope for the future, great hope for plans that you've had and set in motion. Things are kind of coming forward. I also see this card as being an Aquarius card, so potentially an Aquarius in your midst that's kind of helping you along doing that. But definitely I feel that a lot of you have your sights set on what it is that you're trying to manifest, and that in and of itself, you committing to your hopes and your dreams and your desires has actually been really healing for you guys. So let's keep going and see what comes up for Pisces. Trying to remember what we talked about last month. So y'all had that full moon in Taurus. Sorry, this is coming after the full moon. Like what help that is. But this came, y'all had the full moon in Taurus. It came through in your third house. So potentially, you know, communication, old ways of communicating needed to sort of end. Maybe because Taurus is a very stubborn sign, it's a fixed sign. The Sun. Knight of Pentacles. Oh. Okay, so things that I feel that you've kind of allowed yourself to be patient on, like, okay, I'm just going to be patient, and then that, like, the second that you decide that you're just going to be patient, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very, very slow-moving card, so this could be an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And also, as I said before, the new moon in Taurus occurred in your third house. And the third house has to do with communication, which is what, to me, the Eight of Wands can signify the arrows of love or communication, or, you know, things moving very quickly, things being communicated very quickly, and you might have, you know, there might have been a desire to kind of come together with whoever this person might be, or, you know, I feel, you know, so last month, now I'm remembering what we talked about last month, there was a lot coming up around having to move on from old wounds and having to, have forgiveness, and that there was a new, like, I told you, right, there was that earth sign, there was like an earth sign that was around you, and that previously, you know, an air sign, or somebody with a lot of air in their chart, or somebody who you just felt was not very present and might have been a bit detached for whatever reason, right? There are different reasons why different signs, different archetypes can appear to be detached, you know, like an Aquarius and an Aries may be detached in different ways, or it may come off in different ways, or not really an Aries, an Aquarius and a Gemini, right? May be detached, but for different reasons and for different ways. But nonetheless, you were dealing with somebody you had been dealing with somebody who just wasn't meeting you where you need them to be emotionally. And, you know, water signs, Cancers, Pisces, Scorpios, really, and especially if your moon is there, right? And you're entering into romantic relationships or intimate unions, spiritual unions with people that require a deeper level of intimacy. You know, water signs, like, we need to feel, and I say we because my moon is in Cancer, and I feel like a Cancer a lot, but we need to feel that emotional depth. That doesn't mean that we're needy or that y'all are needy. People mistake you as needy. Like, it's not needy as, like, kind of clingy, but it's just like you have an emotional depth that isn't really honored or respected or recognized in the society that we live in. And so then you find yourself in situations where people want to, like, peg you as being too emotional, and it's just like, no, I just see and feel things that you don't even have the capacity to recognize or realize, and you need a partner who can recognize and realize that within you. Like, you need that. Excuse me. But I do feel that some of you are still dealing with that same earth sign that was like, hi, like, I'm here, and I know that you just went through whatever you just went through, but, like, I like you, and I want to kind of see what's up with you, and there was kind of this apprehension around actually stepping into that, and it doesn't have to be an earth sign. This is definitely somebody who has, like, a substantial offer to make. This is somebody who, like, to me, is kind of a step up from the Knight of Cups, in my opinion. Like, the Knight of Cups can definitely bring emotional, right? But this Knight of Pentacles can, like, bring the emotional security along with, like, physical, actual, tangible security, right? Like, I will respond to your calls. I will be available to you. Like, I, like, will be dependable. Like, the Knight of Cups can still be a bit flighty, right? Like, can be a bit, like, can be swayed by the up and down of the water and the up and down of their emotions. So they're not complete, like, they're there, but there's also this kind of elusiveness to them with water. But with Pentacles, it's like, they're there. You can hold them, you can touch them, right? Especially this is a Taurus, somebody who's obviously very much into nurturing, very much into, like, wanting to touch you and feel you and let you know, like, I'm here, I'm present with you right now. So I do feel that some of you, you know, have done some of the healing work, because the star is also the card of the of healing. So I do feel that, you know, leaving October and going into this month of November, and even going into December, there is sort of like this healing energy that's kind of coming through. And there's something for me about the winter months that are very, like, regenerating and very healing. Like, I can't, like, it's right before spring and all the new flowers bud, everything new kind of comes up. So winter for me is a very healing kind of, you know, is a time for, like, for healing to occur before a new, you know, cycle happens with spring. So I definitely feel that a lot of you have done some healing work. And I know that in the mid-monthly video, I suggested an exercise. If you haven't checked that out, you can check out the mid-monthly love video that I did for October. And I suggested to Pisces to do sort of like a healing exercise to kind of get rid of and kind of expel past heartbreak, and to kind of expel, you know, fears and doubts surrounding love from previous relationships that are now kind of getting in the, not kind of, but are getting in the way of you sort of taking hold of this new offer, right? Or being able to take hold of future offers that are going to come your way. Because if you haven't met this person yet, I do see somebody coming in, right? And I see, let's take a look at the cards, and I'm going to pull more as we go. It's a bit intense. Sorry, this lighting is... Okay, sorry the lighting is a little bit kind of intense and strange, but it's been an intense and strange day for me, so that kind of makes sense that be happening right now. But, you know, with this healing energy has come kind of like this rejuvenation of self, and you're just, I feel like this is you guys. This is you. Like the sun. This is y'all on your, like, you know, feeling playful, on your horse, feeling as though you are allowing yourselves to shine, allowing yourselves to kind of be front and center, and to, like, kind of not give any fucks about, like, what that front and center looks like, right? Because, like, y'all are weirdos. I mean, you guys are right next to Aquarians. Like, we're weirdos. So, you know, and you're really embracing that part of you, those parts of yourselves that in previous relationships you might have been hard on yourself, like, oh, I'm too emotional, I'm too clingy, I'm too this, I'm too that. I feel that a lot of you are now like, this is me, take it or leave it. Like, I'm not, like, I can't constantly change. Yes, I am mutable. Like, yes, I can change and transform. Like, yes, I am totally, like, able to adapt and, you know, be this one day and be this the next. And I can do that for other people depending on what they need from me. But I really do feel that a lot of you, like, this is a Leo card. Leo's a fixed energy. Leo doesn't care what you think about them. Leo does, but Leo also doesn't, right? Like, when a Leo really gets in touch with their inner sun, they really don't care what anybody thinks about them, and they're fixed in that. They're like, this is me, take it or leave it, I'm not changing for you, this is what I want in a relationship, these are my standards, these are the obligations you must meet, this is also what I'm willing to give to you as well. So I feel that a lot of you are taking on that energy of being like, oh, this is me, I'm a weirdo, like, I'm sensitive, I'm hella emotional, but like, that gives me the ability to actually be this awesome healer. Right? That gives me the ability to like do the magic that I can do. Water signs are hella magical. Super magical. And I feel that this Knight of Pentacles sees that. And what started out kind of as a slow pursuit is now really picking up, especially since the full moon has occurred. I do feel that, especially if you're dealing with a Taurus, which was, you have Taurus is in your third house, right? Sometimes I have to check my math on that. It's Pisces, Aries, Taurus. So Taurus is in your third house, and you had that full moon there. So communication with a Taurus, communication with an earth sign, definitely coming to a culmination, kind of speeding things up, coming to a climax, maybe even coming to an end, right? But I do feel that, communication with this person is picking up. So let's see what else is coming up. So far, I'm really liking it. Okay, yeah, Page of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Hermit, Page of Cups. We got a lot of cards here, guys. Four of Cups. Okay, and I'm going to pull one more. So I feel like up here we have a really beautiful, open, there's a lot, this person could also be a Virgo, right? Because the Hermit card is a Virgo card. Which, Virgo Pisces relationships can pose their own sort of problems. It's a balancing of two opposing signs, right? And, my parents are Virgos, and my little brother is a Pisces, so I kind of got to watch that dance growing up of like, well, that's what happens when two Virgos have a Pisces. Like, that's interesting. And I myself am on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces. No, I'm not really feeling that. So let's keep pulling, because I want to see what wants to come out here for you guys. So yeah, like I was saying before, the first two rows feel really positive and beautiful, and then the second row feels like, okay, well, now we have the World here, but and we have the Queen of Cups on the bottom, and this kind of popped out as I was shuffling just a second ago. So Queen of Cups is here on the bottom, so I do feel that a lot of you, are really entering into that space of trying to emotionally connect and utilizing your healing waters, right? Like, y'all are the fish. You all live in the best healing material out there. Like, y'all live in the best conduit for healing energies ever. And so I feel like a lot of you are definitely kind of observing and looking at, you're willing to look at your heart, and you're willing to look at whatever might be there, what might be heavy in your heart right now. So I think that's really beautiful. So let's keep going. So as I was saying before, up here, great. And then down here, we have some stagnant energies. We have some stuff regarding, like, I think this is still a lot of maybe leftover fears, right? And I feel that it's coming to a close. We have the Ten of Wands and the World surrounding these two really stagnant energies. We have the Four of Cups down here, where there is an offer being made, but you're so stuck and stagnant in what it is that you think you need to be fulfilled, right, with these Three Cups down here. And I mean, to be honest, if these Three Cups really had any, like, if these Three Cups, like, were really worthwhile, then you wouldn't be sitting there stagnant. They'd be manifesting whatever it is that you're trying to make manifest. And instead, this arm here is kind of reaching out this cup that's like, hey, like, I have this new offer for you. And then again, but then it's next to the Ten of Wands, which I feel that a lot of you are aware of this energy within you. That's the great thing about Pisces energy, is that Pisces are incredibly emotionally intelligent. There's an emotional awareness there. Y'all are the third highest evolved water sign, right? So there's work. Like, you're willing to recognize and understand when there's a need for emotional work, and like when the labor needs to get put in. But I feel that it's coming to an end. And then I feel also that some of you are you know, you have this Knight of Pentacles here who has things to offer you, and I see that like all of these pentacles could be the different things that they've had to offer thus far. And you know, that's great, they've given you a lot, but you also need to sort of learn to like not hang on to that stuff. Like, don't become too attached to everything that this person does, because when you become too attached to it, you're gonna stop the flow of new stuff coming in, right? So it's like, you know, don't get so hung up on what this person does or doesn't do, what they do or don't offer you, because that's the second that you actually stop. That's the second that it actually all stops and comes to a halt. And then, like, you're not free to kind of experience more from whatever, you know, this offer has to be. But yeah, so this top row, I definitely feel that there's communication. And again, Page of Wands down here, there, you know. So, you know, now, in addition to seeing this earth sign, I am seeing other people. I am seeing a water sign and a fire sign. This Page of Wands can also, you know, kind of emphasize that this person, right, these could also be aspects of this person, and they're trying to kind of get through to you. Like, I feel like this Hermit card also is speaking to a part of you where a lot of you might be feeling like, I just, like, this desire to be alone, or not desire to be alone, but this, you know, recognition that, like, I may need time, I may need space, I'm learning a lot about myself. Like, this light here represents the inner light, right? That, like, you are getting back in touch with this inner light within you. Like, you're getting back in touch with that. And that process is very personal, and that process is very, you know, it requires solitude. So I do feel that this Hermit also speaks to a part of, you know, that like, some of you are still sort of in this zone of feeling the need to really be alone, feeling the need to really just sort of observe and be with your own inner light for a little bit. Meanwhile, you have this person who is trying to communicate feelings of love, who's trying to communicate, you know, who's trying to give you emotional messages, who's trying to be emotionally available to you. And they're kind of cornering you on all sides, and it might be feeling a bit overwhelming. You might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by them, because all of a sudden they went from kind of being this slow-moving, sort of slow-proceeding, you know, cautious energy, and now they're like, okay, well, hold up, like, I'm trying to, like, what's going on here? What's going on? Like, I'm trying to, like, get at you, and you're not, you know, really being responsive. You're more so focused on this, like, you found your inner light, right? You guys are here in this Sun card. Y'all are shining, and you're really beginning to see and understand the value of your own inner light, and how beautiful it is, and how much you actually don't really even need to be in partnership with somebody for it to shine. Like, you don't need that. Like, you're good all by yourselves, right? Like, I feel like all of the cards that are really speaking about Pisces, right? Even this Queen of Cups, it's like, y'all are really focused on the inner work right now. Y'all are focused on the inner healing. Y'all are focused on allowing yourselves to really get in touch with who you are, and, you know, not really seeking out, you know, if you feel like in the past you've been really emotionally dependent on partners, you're really trying to observe that and look at that. And of course, it's right as we're trying to do that we then begin to be kind of bombarded by all of these offers. And so, you know, so this one scenario is that this Knight of Pentacles is being represented now by all these different sides, and all of the different ways in which he or she or they might be trying to really get your attention, right? And they're really trying to communicate to you, right? It's like the Eight of Wands, now we have the Page of Wands, which are both all about communication and messages being brought, and messages that are definitely emotional and loving in nature, right? And on the other side, it's like, now we have this Page of Cups here that's also trying to communicate with, you know, like the same, this Knight of Pentacles is now kind of taking on the energy of this page and is trying to communicate with you. I do get a feeling that it like feels like you're kind of you feel kind of boxed in by their energy. Because underneath it is the Four of Pentacles, so there might be this feeling of like feeling restricted by this person, that they're really kind of coming on very strong. And that's actually kind of creating this, you know, even more this kind of desire to be kind of in solitude. Because it's like, this is like too good to be true. This person is really like kind of coming for me. And like, I've never had anybody do that. And like, it just kind of is making me be a little bit, not distrustful, but a little bit more discerning, like a Virgo, right? And like I said before, this person could also be a Virgo who's kind of coming for you. And Virgos can be very persistent. I have a lot of friends that have Mars in Virgo, and very persistent people, very persistent natures, right? And how they want to, and how they go after what they want, and they're very precise. They know all the details. So, and then another scenario, right? Another angle at which we can view this is that these are all different people that are kind of coming for you. I feel really strongly about this earth sign. Like, I do see some fire, like I do see a fire sign. I do see maybe 2 water signs or 1 water sign who's kind of like shape-shifting a little bit. Like this water sign is kind of, you know, coming off as 2 different, as a knight and a page, right? Which kind of indicates to me that, like, they're not necessarily manipulative, but that they're kind of changing, right? Just as any water sign, right? Water is very adaptable. Water is very changeable. And so water signs, water energy, people that have a lot of mutable energy in their charts can be very adaptable. And sometimes that adaptability can be used as a way to manipulate, right? If you're not careful. Can be used as a way to kind of show people different faces that may not actually be who you truly are. I feel like I'd want to be careful of this water sign because I feel like they're really kind of cornering you. They're really kind of cornering you. Meanwhile, this earth sign can ground you. Like, this earth sign will kind of give you, like, is above and beneath you, right? You have pentacles above and beneath you, right? Which means you have earth crowning you and grounding you, which gives you the ability to kind of move from side to side and to kind of do your own thing still. And this earth sign has got you, like, no matter what. But I feel like this water sign is kind of coming in on you. And, I mean, we'll pull clarifiers for them. This fire sign, I feel like, you know, I'm getting this vibe that this fire sign is kind of seeing a lot of the attention that you're getting and is kind of joining in because they want to, not because they want to join in on the fun, but I mean, when an Aries sees something that's a prize, or like, you know, for instance, take fire, Aries energy, sees something that everybody wants, Aries, and is like, well, I'm going to go in there and get it because I'm a fucking Aries, don't you know, and I conquer everything. Like, great, but then what happens once the Aries gets what they want? Like, sometimes they're like, all right, I've gotten what I want. Like, now what do I do with it? Okay, on to the next, you know? So this fire energy feels very there's good conversation. There's stimulating conversation with that fire sign. With them, with, you know, also the 10 of Wands being here, it might, I worry that with this fire sign, you might end up doing more work than you actually need to be doing right now, especially after coming out of this healing energy. The fire sign might really kind of engage in some gameplay that might feel a bit burdensome or heavy for you. So be mindful of that. You know, when I look at the court cards, I also see like what other cards came up of that same element. Because it kind of like also gives me an idea of like, well, how is that element going to work out for Pisces right now, right? How is that working out for you in general? Like, what other energies are being brought in, you know? And so with this 4 of Cups, I definitely would also be mindful about sort of really going in with this water sign. That's, and it could be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or another Pisces, somebody that definitely, you know, is is talking a good game, right? Is, you know, sweet talking, right? With the Page of Wands next to the Knight of Cups. a lot of talk about, like, I really care about you and I want to do this, and, like, where are you at? And kind of, like, this Page of Cups is, like, the Don Juan for me, right? Like, this kind of smooth talking can definitely has the potential to become the Knight or the King, always, right? The page can grow up, right? The page isn't stuck here forever, but it's like also the page can also stay a page. The page can also remain, you know, at as a very immature kind of puppy love energy, right? So it all kind of depends where you're at and what is it that you want, you know? And I feel that you want something that's going to ground you. I feel like you want something that, you know, is going to, I feel like you're tired of, you know, you're tired of having to redefine, or, you know, I was watching, I listened to a lot of Abraham Hicks, and one of the things that she was talking about is that, you know, when we're in relationships, when we're in especially romantic spiritual unions, we're doing one of two things. We're either, you know, increasing our desires as the result of being faced with things that we don't want, right? Or our desires are being realized because we're facing things that we do want. So relationships, like, we're always constantly growing. So it's like you're either realizing more and more and more of what you don't want because or what you do want because you're faced with what you don't want, or you're receiving what you want and so your desires are being fulfilled. Either way, your desires are either being fulfilled or they're growing. Like, and it's a beautiful thing either way. But I do feel that there comes a point when you're like, I'm tired of my desires having to grow because I'm faced with the opposition of what I don't want, the opposition of what I want, and I kind of just want my desires to be fulfilled. And I feel that a lot of you are desiring and wanting a relationship that's going to be a little bit more grounding, that's going to be a little bit more, okay, like, yes, I get it. Like, I totally, you know, you know, maybe some of you in the past have fallen for sweet talkers, right? People that do a lot of the emotional hype. And what you're looking for is somebody who can back up the emotional hype, right? And this Knight of Pentacles, like, I want to meet a Knight of Pentacles. Like, Knights of Pentacles always, like, Pentacles can, like, back up, right? That talk. And I feel this Knight still has the ability to be emotionally available to you. I do feel that. So, you know, I do feel that some of you have a lot of people around you, a lot of suitors, some of which are just kind of wanting to talk a good talk because they see you and they notice how, like, you're the star. You're the star in the sun. Like, you're the end and the beginning. Like, you're so much right now. Like, of course, right? And so there's people that are like, oh, like, okay, like, I see this Pisces here. And then there are some people who are really kind of cornering you. And it's like this energy, the Knight of Cups energy feels overbearing. It feels kind of overbearing with this Ten of Wands underneath it. And it feels like it's just gonna, like, you can snuff it out, you know, and this person can also be all of these different, you know, people here. Just as I'm seeing you as being all these different, the Star, the Sun, and the Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles can also be all of these different ways in which they're trying to kind of get your attention. But once again, like, all of that attention is kind of continuing to make you feel like I just kind of want to be to myself. So let's pull an outcome card for Pisces for November 2017. Outcome for Pisces for November 2017. For Pisces. Okay. Three of Cups. So I think this is really beautiful. I see that a lot of you, you know, are definitely going to, you know, be spending a lot more time with friends and cultivating friendships. I do feel that a lot of you are going to be going out a lot and really kind of feeling good with the people that you love. I also see in terms of, you know, with this person or these people that, you know, be mindful of entering into love triangles. Because, you know, whenever I see threes, I do want to be mindful of, like, be careful of, like, if these are multiple people, you know, be very open and honest. Like, I'm dating all three of you at the same time. right? And then it's harmonious. And then it's like everybody knows, no one's in the dark, no one's like hiding any piece of information, right? So be mindful if you do want to if you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket, I totally get it. If you're going to date all 3 of these people at the same time, or 2 of them at the same time, whatever, do your thing, but be honest. Be open and honest about it so that this doesn't turn into a 3 of Swords, right? And then you've become, you know, the bringer of pain, right? And also be mindful that if you are, I feel like especially with this Knight of Cups and this Page of Wands, if you are going to kind of move forward with and you'll know who they are in your life, that, you know, like that they be mindful, that they be open and honest with you about like what are they up to, what are they doing, right? Because this Page of Wands is beneath or is above the 4 of Cups, so it might be that they may already have people lined up here, and they just kind of want to bring you in as well because they want to have options too, and they want to be able to discern, well, who will be a good partner. But don't allow yourself to be. Don't allow yourself to be an option for anybody. Like, you're not an option. Was it what did Drake said? I'm more than just an option. Yeah. So don't let yourself become an option for any one of these people. This Knight of Pentacles, I feel like, has got you, though. Like, you're their number one. You're not an option for them. You're it. And then I also do feel that for those of you who might be afraid, who might feel that you want to be here and you're enjoying being here and you're enjoying being here, don't be here. Don't be here. But like the Hermit, the Sun, and the Star feel like really positive energies for you guys. But if you're finding yourself not really sure what to do, be friends. Just allow a foundation of friendship to kind of guide and to bring about, whatever else needs to happen for the relationship to flourish. Like, if it's too much for you right now, communicate with this person. Like, I just really want to be friends with you, and I want the friendship to be a strong, sturdy foundation for where we can go from here. And I believe that they'll respect that, right? They'll respect that. I mean, this is a person who's very grounded, earth energy, so they understand the need for a solid foundation for anything, for any structure to be built upon, right? To be sturdy. So that's your reading, Pisces, for November 2017. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a good month, and I will see you in December. And yeah, have a good month. All right, bye.